Fantastic.
Welcome to another amazing episode of Hunkered Down with Seth. This is probably the greatest episode we will ever have, ever, no matter what. Not saying that the other ones weren't great, but this is the greatest. My guest, I have known him on and off for the past decade plus. He is a guy I respect as much as any comic in the stand up industry. He is funny, he is polite, he doesn't you just can't go wrong with him. He's as good as it gets. Joe Larson, thanks for being on the show. Check out all his stuff on
Thank you.
joelarsonComedy.com. Sorry, I'm trying to get all your stuff in.
I know, but she said, thanks for being on the show. And then you're like, yeah, but shut up. I got some things to say.
Damn, yeah, this is all me again. But no, we're not stopping recording. We're powering through.
No, I like a good fuck up front.
Yeah, joelarsonComedy.com. You can buy his CDs. He has a dry bar comedy special that I saw and I completely endorse. And yeah, Joe will tell you more if anything else needs to be mentioned. Joe, thanks for being on.
Well, I'm very excited. And as you mentioned just before this, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to burst into bubbles here, but before the show starts, we have a quick little preamble. He comes on and he tells me what he's wearing. He tells me what his favorite food is, and what his dreams were last night. And then he also asks what my social media was and such like that. But then he said, you know what? We're gonna plug that stuff right up front, just in case people don't listen to the end. And I said, you know what, Seth? I feel like we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to tease something. And Seth was like, what? And I said, I think you know. And Seth was like, you mean that one time? And
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I think that one time. And he said, should we really tell people about that one time? And I was like, I mean, if it's going to keep them on the hook. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my little tease. Now, if you want to stick around to the end of the episode, the last 5 minutes of the episode, Seth and I are going to tell you about probably the most awkward, funny, uncomfortable, satisfying, and exciting moment of, I can say my life. I don't know if you can say your life. Can you say your life as well?
I will say in my professional life, it's number one.
Okay.
In my personal life, it's definitely top three.
Wow. That's a big statement. That's a big statement come from the Lazier.
Yep.
That's no joke. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited to tease that. How have you been, sir?
Uh, Pretty good. I'm down here in Long Beach, California, just stuck in my apartment. There's a heat wave right now, so I'm just gritting and bearing it. I got a little fan next to me and just doing a lot
Oh,
of
you have no
YouTubing.
AC down there?
Yeah,
No AC.
no AC.
No AC in Long Beach, California. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the. If you ever wanted to know if comedians are underpaid, that is proof enough right there. No air conditioning in Long Beach, California. I have air conditioning in Brooklyn, New York.
Ugh.
There are 3 of them. I am sending 0 of them to Seth Lazier. That is my promise.
I assure you that is a promise that he will keep. But here's the thing. I live next to the ocean. I'm like literally a 5 minute walk from the ocean, so I get a good ocean breeze. It's not like I'm up
Nice.
in the valley and I'm in the desert and I'm sweating and I'm dying. That was 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
But right now I get an ocean breeze. It rarely gets above 85, 90 around there, so it's very
Yeah.
comfortable.
See, the Wisconsin in you is 100% dead.
Yes.
Uh, because because the person that you were when you were born is completely gone. Because if you're willing to go, you know what? It's 90, but I got a nice breeze. Then that human being no longer exists inside of you.
No. But to be fair, I am West Coast acclimated. I do not do cold ever again.
Really?
Yes.
Never again.
Never again.
No skiing?
Nope. No skiing, no
Okay.
snowshoeing. Although both very fun activities.
Yes. He doesn't even go. He doesn't even buy ice cream anymore. He stands near the freezer section and asks other people to go into it. That's how much he fears the cold.
Yes, they at the grocery outlet they have a special, like a private shopper just for me. I'm the only
Yeah, he
one.
bootlegs it like a 16-year-old kid buying beer. He just stands 2 aisles away and goes, "Hey, I'll give you $5 if you get me two Hungry Man meals and a pint of Ben and Jerry's. Come in."
Yes, but considering it's grocery outlet, it's whatever's available. It's not. I don't have a choice.
So things are going well, Seth.
Oh, amazingly well.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. How are you, Joe? I know you before this whole quarantine thing was going on. You were just on top of the world stand up wise with the Dry Bar Comedy Special, with your album release. Just you were doing a lot, and then it just hit a wall with this quarantine. How are you doing?
Well, yes, I had my most lucrative year yet on the books, and now it's turning out to look like I'm 5 years in again. I've already lost in the too much money, an insane amount of money. I found out yesterday that I lost another 9 grand. So it's it's every day. It used to be you open your email and you go, oh great, what else is in here today? What other opportunities have befallen me? And now it's you open your email and you go, okay, how much am I losing today?
Yeah.
It's really devastating. That being said, I'm enjoying the creative outlet that uh, these walls have created. The idea that my brother-in-law once said this. He's an architect, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, um, what's it like being an architect in Montana? Because you have all that space. You have only space. You must have all of the ability to create out there. You must have fulfilled your creative need out there. That must be so cool." And he said, actually, to have parameters and boundaries is the impetus for creativity.
Yeah.
And going into after freaking out for about a week and a half, I was like, okay, cool. Now I have boundaries. I can't do stand up anymore. I have to express my funny in some other way. I have the boundaries of not being in front of an audience and not getting immediate feedback. I have the freedom that no one's really done this before, so I'm going to start producing things. And I don't know where they're going to go, but I'm really excited to find out. And so I've started doing this weekly show with my whole family, and my wife has kind of turned into this sidekick who hates me, which is not far from the truth. My oldest daughter is super funny and loves being a part of it. My youngest daughter just heckles me mercilessly, and it's this really fun, ridiculous, absurd thing. And I bring all these games into it, and I've really kind of tried to create my own sort of late night show with an entire family, keeping it rather clean and having a good time with it. It's been, again, really artistically fulfilling. Financially, the opposite, but really artistically very fun.
Yeah. Necessity breeds innovation.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a blast. Now, did you start hunkered down because of this?
Yes. I knew going in, literally on my last day of work, I was driving home and I said, I'm going to be indoors minimum 2 months. Now we know it's pretty much till further notice. I just want to reach out to people that I haven't been in touch with, that either we've gone our separate ways or we just lost touch. And I just want to reach out and keep my sanity and just, get back in touch and see what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that this for the people who become proactive during this quarantine and are able to maintain and continue that, I think you're going to see them have a greater success after it than before it. For the people that this stopped them dead in their tracks, they weren't going to make it anyway, even though they may have. Again, you can fool, what is it, half the people all the time, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm seeing a division in my friends. The people who go, okay, you know what? I guess we got to pivot. We got to we got to adapt. We got to change our trajectory, and we got to do something else. We can't stop moving. And then I've seen other people who are like, When's my check getting here? And it's like, yeah, I need money too, but I'm going to focus more on the things that I can control, which is
Yeah.
how do I create new? How do I develop? How do I build a better machine and view this as an opportunity and not as a problem?
Exactly. And it's really one though. Not only is it just motivation, it's just keeping yourself. It's occupying your time because I've been playing video games probably 6 hours a day, but then I realized how many hours a day there are. So
Yeah, when 6 hours a day doesn't take up enough days, that's
exactly.
that's the unfortunate part. Yeah, I mean, I have the added element. I have two children that I have to homeschool now, which
Yeah.
makes it insane. And then also I did a couple of Zoom shows, like right at the start of this, and I was like, oh shit, stand up doesn't totally work in this medium. So now let me figure out some other things. So I figured out some games that I play and some, I've started to build a different element to using the stand-up skills that I've learned to build other things that you will be entertained by that are very funny in this new interface. And
Yeah.
it's been fun to try to figure out that challenge. Now, when I get on these Zoom calls, I'm stoked about it to the point where I'm almost a little nervous to go back to stand-up.
Yeah. Well, I first of all with the homeschooling thing, I have some nieces that one day I was like, let me do it. I'll take over. We'll be online and I'll help out with that. And I am so lucky I don't have kids because I was a terrible sub. Like
Yeah.
half hour into it, I'm like, you know what? You guys are going to trade school now. I'm going to teach you welding. And
Oh
my,
yeah, 100%. No, honestly, about a month in, I was like, I think we should spend your college fund because you're not going to college after this year of homeschooling.
no, no, I mean you could always use a
It's
new
an interesting
fridge.
experience. Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, exactly. People need a welder.
Yeah,
Um, I've enjoyed it in that I've gotten to spend more time with my kids than I've ever gotten to spend, which is really great. Because I do a lot of road work.
yeah,
That being said, I never wanted to be a teacher, and my kids don't look at me like they do a teacher. Like their teacher, they're like, I don't know this person, and they can send me the principal, and all the rest of the kids are paying attention. So I guess I'm gonna pay attention. My kids look at me like, all right, old man, I can run you like a fucking clock. So
yeah,
I'm gonna put all of my games here, but then their teacher is on the other side of the homeschooling, going, where are all of these, where are all these assignments? And I'm stuck in this weird place where I'm so not the man of the household. I am. I'm more like the assistant manager of the household. I'm sitting here going, I have all of the responsibility, yet no one gives a shit what I say. It is
yeah.
absolutely terrible.
It's like you have all the computer passwords, but you have no idea what programs are running.
Oh, 100%. I have all the passwords, but I can't change your schedule. I can just
Exactly.
look it up for you and then put in a request. Uh, and my boss is breathing down my neck. Like every day, the more assignments come, and my employees won't do them. I'm about 2 weeks away from just doing all of their homework in the morning before they wake up because I get banging that shit out in about a half hour.
Yeah, I mean, what are some of the things you're literally the first person that I've talked homeschooling with. I mean, I started to talk with Kermit about it, but he's Kermit. But
His kids are old though. Like
yeah,
that's one of those where his kids know more about the computer system than he does. Whereas my kids are in third grade and in kindergarten, and so they're handed assignments, and the youngest one, the the basis of it is she needs to read, she needs to work on math, she needs to understand how to read, write, and how to do basic arithmetic. And I'm like, cool, I can do that. But the problem comes when there's assignments attached to it. And I'm like, you have to read this book. And she's like, I don't want to read that book. And I'm like, well, your teacher said. And she's like, but I want to read this book. And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, logically, yes, you should be able to just choose that other book because it's on the same level. But your teacher said read this book and she has some questions about it. So there's honestly one of the times I just read one of the other books. She read her book that she wanted to read, and then I read Brown Bear, and answered the questions like I was a 5-year-old. So I was like, I'm just tired of fighting with you. I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
And nobody knows whether or not that's going to lead to graduation or not. Nobody knows if everyone just graduates, if there's going to be some kind of test, no one knows what happens at the end of this. This is completely new territory.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild.
I mean, you got to be careful, especially with you, because like I have this joke where a teacher asked the class, "What plus 20 equals 30?" and the daughter of the comic says, "Crowd work." So
Yeah. That's a great joke.
yeah. So
That's a great joke. Yeah, 100%. I actually had a series of jokes going on social media about teaching my kids the quote-unquote truth, about chemtrails and the moon landing and these sorts of things. The things that their teachers are afraid to teach them because the lamestream media.
yeah, I'm a little scared. I mean, you're a down to earth guy. You're college educated. You got your degree. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So you know how to fall in line. I'm just wondering, like.
I'm not great at it, honestly.
Yeah, but you have experience. I'm just wondering the people in the boonies, the ones, the NRA members who don't know how to spell NRA. I'm wondering what they're treating their kids with, like how they're teaching.
So it's funny. Before any of this happened, I have a cousin who married a guy, and they were Tea Party people, and they're huge Trump fans, and she is a lovely person, and he is honestly a lovely guy. And that's the thing that I think, especially in this very heated environment, we have to remember is that whoever you don't agree with probably are just trying to solve the same problem with a different set of tools, right?
Yep.
They think the problem is brown people and taxes or whatever the thing is. So, I always try to understand that this is just, somebody hurting who's scared, who is trying to deal with the problem in a different way. That being said, they have a 14-year-old now. Neither of them have above a high school education. Yet, because they didn't trust the government, they've decided to homeschool their 14-year-old. And I watch their Facebook page like a science experiment. I am on there every day like, what's this borderline retarded kid doing? I want to see what kind of information that they're feeding this child that it grows up. What does it turn into? Because it's either A, going to rebel hard and develop a love for science and facts and mathematics, or it's going to go just deeper in the hole. And I mean, they already kind of live off the grid. I just wonder how much further down that rabbit hole they could go. Just start a militia.
Yeah, just for every math question, the answer is a Bible quote.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah. Every answer they get wrong, of course you would say that's wrong. That's what the mainstream media would say.
Yeah, 100 divided by 4
I'd say
equals John 3:16.
It's every time you say mainstream media, drink a shot of bleach. Hell of a drinking game. Take care of these.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of social Darwinism, but can't argue the results.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm totally fine with developing new ideas or trying new ideas. I get that. But to cast aside all of the information that came before you, that's the thing that when people talk about social Darwinism, the element that they do not put into play in their thought processes is that um, Darwinism builds upon the mistakes which die and the successes which live on of the past. And when you see this group, they're going, listen, the successes were lies, manipulated and developed, and like the moon landing was fake, and vaccines are going to murder your children because it's just a mind control device. It's like, no, those things have saved humanity. The reason we don't have polio is because of a vaccine. They're like, yeah, but man, that's mind control. So what they've done is, instead of Darwinism, they've said, you know what, I'm not going to adhere to this because we are not going to build upon these elements. So social Darwinism doesn't necessarily apply to this group because they don't accept any of the truths that have been created and understood.
All right, so after all that, how's the pizza in Brooklyn? How's the pizza place?
Yeah, I'm gluten free, so let's see. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I mean, a lot of good point. It's really fun just looking. It's like sitting in the back seat of a car crash, just going, "Oh, what's going to happen next?" It's happening.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It'll be interesting to see, especially as this unravels what the next election looks like.
yeah.
It'll be fascinating.
So I got to
I
ask.
love that some states are
Oh,
opening. I love that every state is kind of doing their own thing. It's really fascinating.
yeah.
Anyway, what are you gonna ask?
Oh well, I was going to ask sort of pivot because we are getting. I try to
Of
keep
course.
this podcast positive and really apolitical, but then again, I only get people on who agree with me. So,
Well, I'll disagree with you for the fun of it.
all right.
Um,
But my question is, you're a touring comic. You've literally been touring pretty much since you started because of your dad being one of the best comics ever to come out of the Pacific Northwest, and me believing that you're actually one of the better comics to come out as well. So, in your entire road career, what is the craziest show that you've done, or the craziest show? Like, what show became either the craziest, or what was the craziest show you've done?
okay. There's several different responses to this. The craziest one, where I was the catalyst for the crazy, was a show that I did completely naked with Dave Attell and Big J Okerson, and neither of them were naked, in front of a nudist colony in a theater in Times Square. And the craziest show that I was not a catalyst for was early in my career at the Buzz Inn Steakhouse in Lake Stevens, Washington, where a guy pulled a gun on me.
Whoa.
Which one do you want to hear first?
Well, let's hear about the naked one. Just let's start out
So,
with that.
I had my first kid, and I've always been a big fan of if a story is going to come out of it, I'm going to do it. So I've done things that were illegal and crazy and things like that. But now I have a kid, so I'm like, wow, I don't have a lot of ability to. I can't go to jail. I can't do things that are that crazy. I also can't do things that will kill me. I've done things that were like very, very, very dangerous. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? I got to really tone it down, but I still want the stories. So I got an email from a young lady, and she said, hey, do you want to do a Tuesday in Times Square in a theater? And the money was good. And I was like, well, yeah. And so I go, okay, what Tuesday is it? And she's emailed back, and I go, count me in. And she was like, oh, yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so. It was Gary Veter, Dave Attell, Big J Okerson, and one other comic were on the show. And I was like, what a lineup. It's a great lineup. Of course I'll do it. And then she goes, oh, by the way, we're a nudist organization called the Young Naturalists. So everyone in the audience will be naked. And you're welcome to be naked too. Ha ha ha. So I think about it and I go, you know what? I don't have any good stories coming out of the pipe. And this is definitely an interesting situation and could turn into a decent story. So I go, yeah, I'll be naked. And she goes, really? And I go, yep. And she goes, okay, I promise, no pictures, and you just be comfortable. We just all that comfort, but there won't be any pictures. Like you can be naked and you don't have to worry about it. I'm like, cool, well, whatever. So I show up at the venue. Oh no, 2 days before, I called my buddy Eric De Silva, and I go, hey man, I'm doing this show. I promised I'd be naked. I'm too scared. I'm gonna chicken out, so you gotta come with me and make sure that I get naked on stage. He goes, oh yeah. To watch you eat shit and be nervous as fuck, I will definitely show up. So I show up to this theater in Times Square, and we walk in, and the coat room has a lot more than coats. It's February. It's freezing.
Yeah.
So people have to walk in and take off their layers and layers and layers and layers of clothes and put them in the coat room. And if they have to smoke, they have to go out and then put on their layers and layers and layers of clothes, walk outside, smoke, and then come back in and take off their layers and layers and layers. And there was a coat room, and then there was also a towel check. Because apparently, in order to sit on theater seats legally, you have to put some sort of cloth between you and the seat. So they had to bring their own so it looked like a bathhouse. Everyone would walk down the aisles with their towels completely naked and then drape them over the seat and then sit on the seat. And if they wanted to leave, they had to bring the towel with them. So, call my buddy here. We show up across the street. And I go, okay, should I go out naked? Or should I go out in a bathrobe and then take it off and then hang it on the mic stand and do jokes? And we're debating both possibilities. And we settle on one, and so we go inside. We're in the green room, and everyone's just fucking off in the green room, hanging out, chatting, BS. And I just start taking off my clothes, and they're like, I'm sorry, what the fuck are you doing? And I go, I'm going to do it naked. And they're all like, you crazy sack of shit, you're going to do stand-up naked in front of nudists? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to do it. And they're like, you're nuts. And so what I decided to do is I decided to wear a bathrobe so I don't have to walk down, because it's like 3 flights up. It's a full theater, so the green room is like above the theater, so you have to walk up 3 flights of stairs. I'm like, I'm not walking up these stairs naked. So I decided to wear a bathrobe, and I walk down, and I'm backstage, and I'm waiting for Big J. Okerson to get off stage, and then it's me, and then it's David Tell, and I'm backstage, and I'm in a bathrobe, and I'm so terrified. And I don't know if you know anything about the flight response, but when you're experiencing that, all of the blood that would normally go to every other organ in your body goes to anything that needs to fight for flight. So your dick and your balls become minuscule. They suck so far up into your body that they barely exist. And I'm trying everything to just make a showing. I'm tugging on that thing. I'm watching a little bit of porn on my phone. I'm doing everything I can to try to make it look like I'm not in the middle of transitioning to womanhood. And nothing's helping. Absolutely nothing's helping. So the host is about to go out and introduce me. He goes, what are you going to say about you, sort of thing? And I tell him, and then my buddy Eric opens the back door. And here's the thing, at least I'm like, there's no pictures, all the comics are in the green room. And then Eric opens the door, he goes, hey bro, we're all gonna go around front and watch you. Good luck, man. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I walk out on stage in a bathrobe, and I take the mic, I take the bathrobe off, I take the mic out of the stand, and I throw the bathrobe onto the mic stand. So I'm wearing a watch, and that's it. And I'll come up with all of these pithy and clever and funny things to say, and I can't say any of them because, I don't know, you know how when you jump into cold water and you just start hyperventilating immediately? It's just like that happened immediately. I was so terrified, I couldn't breathe. I was just hyperventilating, and so I was like, my brain just went, just tell jokes. Just go into, like, the most whatever jokes you can remember. And so I start telling just jokes, and I actually start getting some laughs, some more laughs. And about 4 minutes in, of like 10 minutes out, you know what? I'm feeling pretty comfortable. bulb here. You know what? I think I'm going to go back to those ideas that I had about being nervous about this show and these other things, and maybe I'll tell those jokes. And as soon as I start to go into that, I see 4 flashes go off in the back of the room. Camera flashes, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Are you shitting me? They're taking pictures? They said they wouldn't take pictures. They're taking fucking pictures? What the fuck are they getting? And of course, that feeling of jumping into cold water.
Yeah.
It jumps right back into my body. I'm terrified. And then I finish up with another 3 minutes of jokes. I get off. I put my bathrobe on. I'm pissed. I walk upstairs. I get dressed. I come back out to the front. I find the lady running the place. And I'm like, you said there'd be no fucking pictures. You said there'd be no fucking... there was pictures. And she goes, I'm sorry. I took the pictures. And my favorite part about this whole thing is that as I'm arguing with this woman about taking pictures, another woman had come in from smoking outside, and she was getting completely naked. And she got down to her bra and panties, but because me and this woman were arguing, she goes, you know what? This is uncomfortable. I'm just going to walk inside first. So she wouldn't get naked in front of us because we were arguing. It ended up the lady herself that organized the thing had taken the pictures. And she goes, I will delete them. And I said, yes, you will. And she goes, do you want them first? And I said, absolutely. Email them. So I have pictures of myself naked on stage. And it's not flattering.
Oh. Well, if you got paid, it was a great gig.
I got paid. The other one was in Lake Stevens, Washington. I just started dating my now wife. And it was the Buzz Inn Steakhouse. And it was St. Patrick's Day. It was a Pat Wilson gig. I was hosting. And it was the first time they've ever done comedy. They decided the first time they should ever do comedy should be on St. Patrick's Day, which is a great choice. And so I bring my girlfriend drives, and we go out there. She's got a shiny new car, you know. And we go out there, and we get there, and there's 2 dirty old men in the back with like 4 teeth between the 2 of them. And we sit down, and they find out I'm one of the comics, and they just start telling dirty, terrible, racist street jokes to me and my now wife. And then Debbie Wooten shows up, the headliner. And so we go sit with her for a little bit, and we're chatting with her. And the feature is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And so there's 2 old guys in the back. There's Debbie and I think her boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
My wife and a 6 top up front and like another 2 top in the back. And this room seats 120 easy. So I finally convinced the bar owner to turn the TVs off behind where is the quote-unquote stage. And I go up and, they asked me if I could do 45 to fill in for the feature who was not there. And granted, I'm a year and a half into stand-up. I can't. I was like, I will fill as much as I can if this goes well. But I'm looking around, and it's not going to go well. So I walk onto the stage. It was a dance floor, and I take the mic out, and I start doing jokes. Not a lot of crowd work. I was very green. But I had some crowd work chops, a little bit. And so every time I go to hit a punchline, this guy at the 6 top up front, he steps on it. You know, he says something. So his group is literally 2/3 of the entire audience. I can't have him stepping on every single one of my punchlines. So about 4 minutes into my 15-minute set, I go, hey, buddy. I go, man, I've just started comedy recently. Like, this is real important to me. These 15 minutes mean the world to me. So I'd really appreciate it if you just kept it down. And then, of course, I go into another joke, and he steps on it. I go, hey, obviously, you need the attention. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 of my 15 minutes. 2 of them. That's a lot. And you get to say whatever you want in those 2 minutes. And then I just ask you to do me the respect of being, giving me the same for the rest of it. So, sound good? And he goes, okay. And I go, okay, so go ahead. Of course, he's got nothing to say, so I go, okay, what's your name? And he goes, John. And I go, okay, John. What do you do for a living, John? And he goes, I don't have a job. And I go, okay. I go, John, what did you do for a living? And he goes, I was a roofer. I thought, noble job, you know, good, hard-working, you know. I go, You quit or get fired? It's just load season. He goes, I got fired. Oh, sorry to hear that. You know? I go, are you married? He goes, divorced. I go, okay. And I go, you got kids? He goes, I got 2 of them. And I go, oh, that's great, man. You know, kids are such a joy. I go, do they live? Do you guys split custody? Or, you know, and he goes, I'm not allowed to see them. I go, okay. About 2 minutes is up now, and I go, hey, John, I just want to say thank you for coming out to the show, and, you know, obviously with your friends, and, you know, you guys are most of the audience, so I appreciate that, and I also want to say, you know, I just gave you 2 of my very valuable 6 minutes, as you know, or 2 of my very valuable 15 minutes, and I'm just going to ask that I was respectful for you. I just want you to do the same for me. So if you could just shut the hell up for the rest of the show, I'd appreciate it, you know? So I go to my next joke, and he steps on the punchline, and I go, and that's why you're not allowed to see your fucking kids. And then he says, fuck you, and I go, and that's why you're divorced, and that's why you can't hold down a job, you methed out fucking trailer park trash, and he gets up and storms out of the building. And I finish up my set, and I go to the bartender, and I go, I know I'm supposed to stick around to the end of the show to close it out, but this is complete fucking horse shit. You know, I don't care if Pat pays me. I'm out of here. It's $75. You can stuff it up or twat. I don't give a shit. I'm out of here. And I start to walk down the hallway to leave the building, and this fucking monster human being of a manager just grabs me by the waist and goes, you're not going nowhere. And I go, the fuck I'm not, I'm out of here, this is bullshit or whatever. And he brings me into his office and sits me down and he goes, John got his gun again. And I go, again? I go, are you going to call the cops? Again? You should, he has, and he goes, no, it's John. And apparently this is something he does. He gets upset with people and he goes up to his car to get a shotgun. So he goes over to the rest of the 6 stop and goes, you know, whispers, hey, John got his fucking gun again. You guys got to get him. So all of them go outside. He's at the door watching. And apparently it's taken the gun from John, thrown it in John's truck, and then held John against his truck. And he goes, get your girlfriend to pull her car around to the front door. He goes, you got about 2 minutes to get the fuck out of here before John gets in his goddamn truck. And we got her Jetta and took the fuck off.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. You know, I don't know if anything could top that, but...
Well, the fact that Pat Wilson asks you to wear a suit at her gigs, that should top it.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, we did promise to end on the most amazing story that that was it. That.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Joe, always a pleasure talking to you. JoeLarsonComedy.com. Check out the Dry Bar comedy special. Check out his CDs. And what's the name of the show that you do with your family?
Larson Family Comedy Hour. Only a half hour. We do it on Facebook and Instagram Live. Look at Joe Larson Comedy, and I think on Instagram I'm comedian Joe Larson. But look up either one of those, and every Saturday it's a lot of fun. We do several games. One of the games is how to upsetting my wife in one sentence. Where I pick a sentence that upsets my wife in only one sentence. Last week, the sentence was, Bruce Springsteen is just Dave Matthews for old people. And she's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, but hates Dave Matthews, and got real pissed about that. We argued about it. It was hilarious. It's super fun getting on our skin. So we have a lot of games like that. It's super fun. But yeah, check it out.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, thanks for being on, and I'm going to stop right now. Take care, guys.